WWE narrowly avoided making a huge mistake with Becky Lynch's return. After months of rumors and anticipation, fans were left wondering if they would ever see the former champion again. But when she did return, the fallout was not what many expected, especially with the controversial decisions surrounding her comeback. WWE's handling of her return to the spotlight at WrestleMania was nothing short of divisive. But what if I told you things could have gotten a lot worse? Becky Lynch's decision to take a hiatus in May 2024 shocked the wrestling world. As one of WWE's biggest stars, her departure left a significant hole in the talent roster. But the absence of the man wasn't just a minor blip, it had major ramifications. She dropped the Women's World Championship to Liv Morgan at the King and Queen of the Ring PLE before taking her break, and fans were left with no clear idea of when or if she would return. WWE had a massive hole to fill, and the company had to scramble to find ways to maintain the energy that Becky Lynch had brought to the show for years. Without her, things felt incomplete. Despite countless rumors and whispers about her comeback, nothing materialized for months. WWE tried and failed to get Becky Lynch back on TV, citing creative differences. Whether the problem was with Becky herself or WWE's creative team, no one could come to an agreement on her return. As the months passed, fans grew increasingly restless, especially as major events like the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber came and went without any sign of Lynch. Every week, fans hoped to see something new, but every show left them with more questions and fewer answers. The anticipation reached a boiling point, and fans were on edge. Social media exploded with speculation. Would Becky Lynch ever return? Some fans were growing skeptical, wondering if her absence would be permanent. Others speculated about her future in WWE, with rumors circulating about possible Hollywood endeavors. Fans' frustration reached new heights as WWE continued to drop teases, only for those teases to go nowhere. It was a situation that frustrated even the most patient of fans, but no one could have predicted the wild sequence of events that would lead to her return. Then, on WrestleMania's Saturday, a bombshell was dropped. Becky Lynch made her surprise return during the pre-show, appearing to confront an unexpected situation. Bayley, one of the most beloved wrestlers in WWE, had been attacked backstage by a mystery assailant, leaving fans scratching their heads. The suspense was palpable. Who would be behind the attack? As the confusion unfolded, it was revealed that Becky Lynch was indeed back in action. The crowd went wild, and for a moment, it seemed like the anticipation had finally been worth it. But here's where things took a turn. Fans had been waiting so long for her return, but her comeback wasn't as simple as just making an entrance to get the fans excited. Becky Lynch immediately turned heel, attacking Lyra Valkyria after she was pinned by Liv Morgan in the tag team match. Fans were upset. Becky's return had overshadowed Bayley, and her sudden heel turn left many wondering if WWE was making a grave error. Was this the right decision for her character? And more importantly, did WWE understand the consequences of taking this approach? The question on many fans' minds was, why would WWE choose to bring Becky back in this way? Why couldn't they have had her return as the babyface fans knew and loved? The answer, while not obvious at first, was clear. WWE needed to create intrigue. By turning Becky Lynch heel, they immediately gave her a fresh new angle, and that shock factor kept the audience talking. This is the art of storytelling in professional wrestling. WWE knew that if they kept things too familiar, the fans would have grown bored. Becky Lynch needed a new edge to evolve her character and keep things interesting. But here's where things could have gone much worse. According to reports from PW Insider, WWE had originally pitched the idea of Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair forming a tag team. Imagine that, two of WWE's most dominant figures, the former Four Horsewomen, teaming up. The plan was to have them reunite at the Royal Rumble and eventually face Io Sky and Asuka at WrestleMania. It sounds like a dream match, right? But the idea of Becky and Charlotte, bitter rivals with years of history, being forced into a tag team is as problematic as it gets. Let's take a step back and think about this. Charlotte Flair had been slated to return at the Royal Rumble, with many expecting her to win and challenge for the women's title at WrestleMania. But with Becky Lynch back, where would she fit in? Would she have faced Io Sky in a singles match? Or would WWE have forced her into a tag team with Charlotte? This would have created even more confusion, especially with WWE's initial plans for Rhea Ripley to face Bianca Belair for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. The planning for WrestleMania that year was a logistical nightmare for WWE. They were trying to balance multiple storylines, ensure that top stars like Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Bianca Belair were all featured prominently, while also ensuring that the fans were engaged. But with the addition of Becky and Charlotte as a potential tag team, things would have become even more complicated. The idea of having both women, two of the biggest stars in WWE, as part of a tag team would have been a waste of their talents. In hindsight, WWE made the right call by scrapping the idea of a Becky-Charlotte tag team. It would have been a disservice to both women's careers, and it would have likely hurt their long-standing rivalry. The chemistry between Charlotte and Becky as a team never felt like it would work, given their history. Sure, both women are stars in their own right, but pairing them up in a tag team would have taken away from the intensity of their rivalry. That rivalry has been built for years, and WWE could not afford to throw it all away just for a short-term tag team run. Plus, it would have been a total waste of potential, leaving fans disappointed instead of excited. By keeping them apart, WWE allowed both women to have their own separate, impactful storylines. In Charlotte's case, she got to shine in the Royal Rumble match, setting her sights on the Women's Championship, while Becky had her own story with the attack on Lyra and her heel turn. The solo storylines allowed both women to be center stage, and that was the right move for their individual careers. Now, let's think about the WrestleMania planning and how it unfolded. WWE had grand plans for Charlotte at WrestleMania, with many assuming she would challenge for the Women's Championship. The plan to have her face Tiffany Stratton was a solid one. It allowed Tiffany to get a major rub from Charlotte, which was beneficial for the young up-and-comer. But that left fans wondering about Becky's place in all of this. With Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair already lined up for their own match, what would Becky do at WrestleMania? If WWE had gone with the Becky-Charlotte tag team, it would have left both of them without meaningful individual storylines. Fans wouldn't have been invested in a match that didn't have the emotional weight of their previous encounters. It would have been a waste of their talent and a missed opportunity to deliver a meaningful moment at one of the biggest events of the year. WWE avoided that, and in doing so, they made the right call. In hindsight, it's clear that the decision to not push forward with the tag team idea was wise. Not only did it avoid the potential for a lackluster WrestleMania match, but it also helped keep both Becky and Charlotte relevant in their own unique storylines. The fans were treated to a strong return for both women, but each in their own separate way. WWE didn't shoehorn them into an awkward partnership, and that was a major win for both the women's division and the fans who were waiting for their return. By avoiding the Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch tag team, WWE made the right choice. They avoided a major misstep, ensuring that both women remained top stars and continued to shine in their respective storylines. Whether it was Becky's return or Charlotte's successful defense of the title, WWE was able to preserve the legacy of both women while delivering a show that the fans could enjoy without feeling disappointed. At the end of the day, WWE may have made some questionable choices with Becky Lynch's return, but by not going forward with the tag team idea, they kept the integrity of her character intact. That's something that will continue to matter in the long run. Fans can be upset about Bayley's situation, but at least we can be thankful that WWE didn't make the mistake of pairing Becky and Charlotte together for a tag team run. And so, for all the fans questioning WWE's decisions, remember this: sometimes, the best decisions are the ones that avoid big mistakes. WWE didn't let this one slip through the cracks, and that's something to be grateful for. Whether you love or hate how things went down with Becky Lynch, WWE avoided the biggest mistake they could have made. And with that, we all move forward. Whether you're a WWE fan or not, sometimes the right choice is about avoiding mistakes, not making them. WWE made the right decision with Becky Lynch's return, and fans can rest easy knowing they didn't make a disaster out of a potentially great story. With the future ahead, we can only hope WWE continues to avoid these missteps and delivers even more exciting moments for us all.